Today we're looking at the Dandrea Ad-Lib series of guitar picks that were really ahead of their time for when they were first produced back in 1968. They lasted on the market for a period of 5 years or so thereafter. But the reason they were unique is they featured pop culture expressions that were in common usage at the time. This was during the period of the Vietnam War, peace protests, the civil rights movement. And prior to that, the only thing you've seen on guitar picks were artist picks, guitar models, guitar companies, or music companies, or guitar stores. That was the idea, to promote picks with names that displayed industry standard companies that produced guitars or music-related items. But here we have a complete departure from that. We're looking at these sayings. Some of them, if you're as old as I am and you go back to the 60s, you'll recognize like a go-go, make up, make out, peace, sorry about that, don't call us, we'll call you. Here, one of the first green power picks, or the mention of green power, you might come across, and that was over 4 decades ago. There were a number of expressions popular on a television show at the time, a comedy called Laugh-In. And one of those expressions that appears on these picks is "Here Come the Judge." And Sockitumi, we do have 106 picks to look at on 2 different boards. So some of those expressions, if you don't see them on this board, you'll see them on the next board. There are 19 distinct celluloid colors here, 2 mosaic styles, 2 tortoise styles. We have what's called church glass, clear celluloid, and the remainder on solid colored celluloids. So a lot of diversity going on. As I just give you a briefer of this, feel free just to look over the names that appear on these picks. This first model here is the one you're most likely to find. It's a thin gauge. It's on classic medium color tortoiseshell. There's nothing on the back. A little rarer than that is this flecked celluloid that shows up from time to time. And again, nothing on the back of that. And I have it shown against 2 different backgrounds, so you can see the effect that those backgrounds have. On this white background, you could see the pick material fairly easy, and it enhances it, but you don't see the print that easy. And on this one, you see the print pretty easy, but you don't see the character of the celluloid itself. Now, these 3 picks here are separated from this group here because they do not have a logo on them, like this group of 10 here, which does have the Dandrea logo on them. And then we go down here to the black picks. Again, more common expressions from culture. Arrivederci, that was popularized by Jackie Gleason, I believe it was. You have symbols from a popular board game called Monopoly at the time. There's the go-to symbol there. In a pop expression, keep an eye on you. So if you're going to find these are the ones you're most likely to find. We'll go over to our next board and take a look at these. Now, there are some really rare models here. And there's that Sockitumi I mentioned to you earlier before. Judy Carnes used to say that on the Laugh-In comedy show in the 1960s. Here Come the Judge. Now, that's on church glass. I mentioned church glass celluloid. So let's see what this particular celluloid is all about. We're going to backlight it, and there you can see all those colors that really come through once exposed to light in the background. That's a rare model to come by, and there's actually a variation, and that's the variation. So let's take a look at 2 of these and just see the differences. There's the left, and there's the right. It has a more deeper amber to it. Below that, one of the rarest picks, simply because it has gold print. Love spreads germs, and gold print I don't see on any of the other picks that I actually have. Now, I have these in subgroups simply because they're all different, and this group here is one of. So that means I do not show a different expression on the same color celluloid, be it mosaic or yellow or clear blue. I don't show another saying on those, just this group here. singles and by themselves. But even with the red group, you could see how each red is actually a different color. And these two here, at least 3 different blues. This blue, this two the same, and that one here. And there's the clear blue I mentioned. More popular sayings from the times. We've seen a number of these from the previous board. When I first came across them, I found this pick here, Help, and I thought it had something to do with the Beatles. Well, it was the 1960s, but it didn't have anything to do with it being a Beatles guitar pick. So take a good look at them. You'll get an idea of what they're all about. If I hadn't mentioned it, there are 106 picks between the two boards. So there's a lot of variation that you could discover in your hunt for these. Really cool category of Dandrea picks. Take care for now. Joe Macy, FindPick7 at yahoo.com.